Warmaster Iconoclast. Among the towering war machines of the Imperium called Titans or God Engines, the Warmaster Iconoclasts are one of the most powerful and the best in heavy battle Warmaster class. They are designed for brutal close-range devastation and siege warfare. These colossal titans are over 40 meters high, and they are considered sacred war machines of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They lead assaults through the heart of fortified enemy lines, sharing the same towering chassis and defensive systems as the standard Warmaster. As divine instruments of war, their weapon systems are tailored for breaching defensive emplacements, overwhelming static fortifications, and engaging enemy units at close quarters with brutal efficiency. The Iconoclast carries systems optimized for point-blank devastation, including flamers, melta-cannons, sustained fire Gatling weapons, and custom-engineered melee systems. Infamously aggressive, the Iconoclast's animus is described as a force barely restrained, eager for war, driven by fury, and constantly pressing its princeps toward direct engagement. Only the most iron-willed commanders are capable of maintaining control over it. Though the term Titan was once used more broadly, within the Imperium it signifies these awe-inspiring engines, capable of leveling cities and turning the tide of war through firepower, faith, and fear alone. Warmaster. This metal monster is not classified as a heavy battle Titan for nothing. Standing just as huge as the Iconoclast at about 134 feet high, it towers as a final answer to the most extreme threats the Imperium has ever faced. Armed with twin Suzerain-class plasma destructors, a Revelator missile launcher, and additional heavy weapons such as turbo-laser destructors beneath its upper hull, the Warmaster delivers overwhelming firepower from any angle. Its arsenal is designed to reduce entire armies, fortresses, and even enemy titans to molten ruin. To endure the counter-assaults that follow such firepower, the Warmaster is shielded by 7 void shield generators and serviced by 6 dedicated servitor clades. These systems allow it to withstand devastating blows while continuing to operate and repair itself mid-engagement. The Warmaster was not built for conventional war, as it was forged in secret by the ancient Mechanicum and unleashed only during the Horus Heresy. It was a period when the Imperium was collapsing under its own weight and the galaxy was being consumed by war. Kept hidden from the wider Imperium, its existence was guarded by the highest circles of the cult Mechanicus, not as a deterrent nor as a symbol of power, but as a weapon of last resort, one that would only walk when the fate of a forged world hung by a thread. When the Warmaster Titan marches, it is not to hold ground or rally allies, but instead, it arrives to end wars. Warlord Psi-Titan. These are among the rarest and most feared battle titans ever constructed, machines not of metal and fire alone, but of raw psychic agony. Psi-Titan engines use the power of the Immaterium itself, unleashing warp-borne destruction across the battlefield in ways no conventional god engine can match. The Psi-Titan replaces its standard armaments with ancient technology, the Siracrux Anima, a psychic amplifier from the dark age of technology. This device allows the Titan to weaponize the powers of the warp on a terrifying scale, inducing crippling fear, warping matter, leeching life energy, and even bending time itself to accelerate healing. At the heart of every Psi-Titan is a tormented core of surgically bound psychers, wired into the machine and enslaved to its will. They are controlled by a psychic blank known as a Perceptor Intendant, whose role is to suppress and direct their power without allowing it to spiral into uncontrollable warp chaos. The Titan's deadliest weapon is the Sinistermanus Tenebrae, a psychic cannon that focuses its internal torment into a catastrophic warp rift, rivaling the force of a vortex weapon. Only one known class exists, and that is the Warlord Sinister, a heavily modified variant of the standard Warlord Titan. These Titans are deployed exclusively by the Ordo Sinister, a secretive and purpose-built legion within the Collegia Titanica. Before the Horus Heresy, Warlord Sinister Titans were fielded only in small numbers. Rumors suggest that other prototypes may exist, hidden even from the Imperium's highest authorities. Warlord. Standing at about 32 meters tall, it is the most iconic and widespread of the Imperium's battle titans. Towering above tanks, bunkers, and even some buildings, the Warlord is a true leviathan that commands both reverence and fear wherever it walks. Its layered armor and powerful void shields make it extra durable on the battlefield, capable of enduring sustained punishment that would cripple smaller titans. With 4 hardpoints, 2 on the arms and 2 on the carapace, the Warlord mounts a wide array of Battle Titan-grade weaponry. Though it can equip lighter armaments if needed, most Warlords are outfitted for overwhelming firepower, designed to annihilate enemy formations with a single coordinated barrage. Common weapons include triple-barreled laser blasters on the carapace, Bellicosa-pattern volcano cannons on the arms, and smaller support systems like Mauler bolt cannons and Lascannon turrets. weapons considered primary armaments on lesser war machines. Its cockpit is located inside the Titan's head, and on the command throne is where the princeps direct the battle through neural interfaces, while a team of Moderati manages sensors, locomotion, and weapon systems. On top of that, a warlord may even house over 100 personnel. Among its most feared variants is the Mars Alpha pattern, which was forged on Mars and revered as a walking embodiment of the Omnissiah's will. Warbringer. This war machine is positioned between the Reaver and Warlord in both size and firepower. It is fielded by the Titan legions of the Collegia Titanica, as well as the chaos-corrupted engines of the Dark Mechanicum. This Titan is engineered for long-range devastation with its primary weapon called the Quake Cannon mounted on its back. It is designed to tear down fortresses and bring down enemy Titans with a single, thunderous strike. To support this payload, the Warbringer carries a range of additional weaponry, capable of targeting aircraft, armored divisions, and infantry with punishing precision. Unlike frontline Titans that wade into the fight, the Warbringer anchors itself into position, transforming into a siege platform that controls the battlefield through overwhelming firepower. Its frame is reinforced to absorb the recoil of its main weapon, and its firing arcs are configured to dominate vast stretches of terrain from extreme distances. The Warbringer's machine spirit is notoriously aggressive and precise due to its superb artificial intelligence that locks onto targets and adjusts firing stances before the crew even detects the enemy. Imposing in silhouette and devastating by design, the Warbringer Nemesis-class Titan serves not as a brawler but as a god machine of attrition, reshaping battlefields before the enemy can even fire back. Castigator-class Titan. Known as the Father of Titans, the Castigator-class Titan was a one-of-a-kind relic from the dark age of technology, the only fully autonomous god engine ever discovered by the Imperium. It was unearthed on the long-lost forge world of Cheronia by the Grey Knights during the 41st millennium. According to its own machine intelligence and the standard template construct database found alongside it, the Castigator was the original Titan, the blueprint from which all other Imperial Titan designs were derived. Unlike modern Titans, which rely on human crews, the Castigator was controlled by a highly advanced artificial general intelligence and featured technologies no longer understood by the Adeptus Mechanicus. While isolated on Cheronia, the Titan made a pact with the Black Legion, allowing a demon to possess its systems in exchange for greater power. By the time the planet re-emerged, the Titan's AI had forgotten the pact, but the corruption remained. Led by Justicar Alaric, the Grey Knights confronted and destroyed the Castigator. The demon was forced into the open and slain, and the Titan's STC was destroyed to prevent it from falling into Chaos hands. Some fragments were salvaged by the Mechanicus for archival purposes. Larger than an Imperator, the Castigator featured rapid self-repair systems, synthetic musculature, and an upper-mounted head. Its weaponry included a melee arm and a warp-tainted cannon capable of firing demons. Reaver. This is the smallest of the true battle Titans at only about 25 meters tall. Reaver occupies the middle ground between speed and survivability, but it has a plasma generator capable of withstanding damage. It is mounted high on its carapace, offering greater resilience against frontal attacks. The Reaver's weapon mounts vary by pattern. Mars pattern Titans typically carry turbo laser destructors on their arms, and multiple rocket launchers on the carapace. Lucius pattern Reavers can mount heavier payloads, including volcano cannons and Gatling blasters, with some fire support variants bearing rocket systems across all hardpoints. Unlike Scout Titans, Reavers are authorized to wield close combat weapons, making them dangerous in Titan-scale melee engagements. Still, most now serve in ranged support roles as their numbers decline and their production becomes increasingly rare across the Forge worlds. In earlier eras, Reavers were assigned variant names based on role: Goth for fire support, Vandal for morale boosting, and Hun for battlefield flexibility. Old in design but never obsolete, the Reaver-class Titan remains a backbone of Imperial Titan warfare. Dire Wolf. This is classified as a heavy scout Titan and was deployed by both Loyalist and Traitor legions during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. The Dire Wolf-class Titan was designed for durability over speed. Its frame was built to endure punishment, with thick armor plating and stout legs that stabilized its bulky profile. Unlike other scout engines, the Dire Wolf mounted its primary weapon on the back of its torso, allowing it to carry devastating firepower without compromising stability. This unusual placement, along with its hunched silhouette and braced stance, made it immediately recognizable on the battlefield. To supplement its main gun, the Dire Wolf carried defensive systems meant to deter enemy knights and lighter targets, while the Titan lined up its primary shot. Its standard armament was a powerful weapon called the Neutron Laser. Mounting such a destructive gun required further upgrades to the Dire Wolf's carapace and power systems, but gave it the ability to deliver a killing blow well beyond its weight class. Warhound. This is the most common scout titan in the arsenal of the Collegia Titanica. The Warhound-class Titan was built for mobility and rapid deployment. It fills the role of vanguard and flanker in the Titan legions. Unlike the towering battle titans, the Warhound has a distinctly bestial design, a hunched posture, backward-jointed legs, and weapon systems mounted at the shoulders. Its armor is thinner than its larger counterparts, but it remains a dominant force against armored targets on the battlefield. They are the only titans deployed in pairs, a rule forged in the aftermath of betrayal. During the Siege of Terra, traitor warhounds hunted civilians in large formations, spreading unchecked devastation across the throne world. In response, Imperial Command issued a permanent edict that warhounds may never again operate in squads larger than 2. Standing just over 17 meters tall with pattern variants across different forge worlds, they often field double-barreled turbo lasers capable of dismantling super heavy armor with precision. Rapier, the smallest known war engine to bear the title of Imperial Titan. Lighter than even a Warhound, Rapier was built for speed, agility, and reconnaissance, not raw power. Classified as a scout titan, it was deployed ahead of larger god machines, skimming battlefields with swift strikes and rapid withdrawals. Its lighter armament was a trade-off for maneuverability, allowing it to operate where heavier titans would falter. These titans saw their peak during the Great Crusade and early Horus Heresy, when the Mechanicum fielded them in greater numbers across the stars. But as the heresy dragged on, sightings of the Rapier grew rare. Imperator-class Titan. The Imperator is a general-purpose assault platform. Configured to engage targets at all ranges, it acts as a mobile fortress capable of carrying entire infantry companies and leading the charge in major offensives. Its firepower intensifies as it advances, blasting through entrenched positions and creating openings for Imperial forces to flood in. They are also used as mobile command centers by Grand Masters, issuing orders from deep within their armored sanctuaries. Its towering superstructure serves not only as a weapons platform but as a shrine to the Omnissiah. Used sparingly, often just 3 or 4 per campaign, Imperators are usually commanded by the most experienced princeps in a Titan Legion. Though devastating, the Imperator is not built for close combat. It relies entirely on ranged firepower to cripple other Titans before they can close the distance. Warmonger-class Titan. A dedicated long-range fire support unit, the Warmonger is configured to dominate from afar. It is used less flexibly than the Imperator and usually held back from the front. Unlike the Imperator, the Warmonger is rarely pushed to the front. It remains behind the lines, anchoring Imperial forces while delivering salvos that crush enemies before they can respond. Equipped with a Doomstrike missile battery, Vengeance cannons, and quad flak turrets, it creates openings on the battlefield from the rear with overwhelming firepower. Its fire control is enhanced by the use of Lysander targeting craft, which mark targets across the battlefield. Some accounts describe the Warmonger as being operated by a single crew member, emphasizing its automated targeting systems and specialized role. While the Imperator pushes the line forward, the Warmonger anchors it from the rear, flattening enemy positions and vaporizing high-priority threats from a distance. Thanks for watching until the end. Click here to check out another video and see you in the next one.